What is going on, fellow DCRL members and those not involved in DCRL? But what is going on? We are back with some Div D action. We got Elite Egoists and Lethal Shootas joining us today for this first match of the night. But without further ado, I should say, let's introduce a first-time caster, brand new face to DCRL stream, Young Tism. How's it going, man?
I am too blessed to complain. Thank you. Thank you for introducing me. DCRL Army, what is up? Give me your W's in the chat. I'm here. I'm here for it, baby. That's what we're here to do. We're here to commentate some Rocket League and have a good old time, baby. Let's go.
Heck yeah, that's one way to introduce yourself, man. That's a good first impression here on DCRL, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware this was your first stream until a few minutes ago. So,
exactly.
No, we're feeling good. We're doing okay. Again, like I said earlier, we got some Div D action, Elite Egoists, Lethal Shootas. I'm getting excited. We have a three series stream tonight. Words are hard. But before we get into those future games, let's get into some individual stats here, focusing on these guys that are about to put on a performance here. Like I said, Div D, Lethal Shootas, and Elite Egoists. We got both ends of this Div D stat chart here. Lethal Shootas being 4-1. There's a lot of league leading stats there. You see a lot of red, which they're in the areas that you want to be in.
Exactly.
Goals against, save percentage, assists, shooting, literally everything offense. And very, very minimal defense, which obviously that league leading there. Anything other than that stand out to you? Other than, I suppose I should cover Elite Egoists as well. We got a 4-1 or 1-4 Elite Egoists, so exact opposite of Lethal Shootas. And they do have a little bit of red in their name, but it's not in the spot that you want it to be in. They are the most demoed team. So I guess other than that, is there anything that really sticks out to you here, Tism?
For me, I'm looking at a team that's very even, a very rotational team. I just feel like the consistency needs to be brought up here in this type of game, especially being 1-4. You need to bring yourself to this type of game, especially against a team who is 4-1. If you're playing against a team that's 4-1, this is the type of game that would step you up above the others. Being demoed the most part of the game, I mean, if you're not the most league leading and most stats, that's fine. But it takes one game, and it always takes one moment in the game to change what your season is and what the night takes for you. Here, right now.
Yeah, no, for sure. Rocket League is one of those unique games that, with the flip of a coin, anything could literally happen.
Exactly.
But, I mean, without further ado, let's get into these individual team stats here. We'll start off with Elite Egoists, the bottom of Div D, unfortunately for them. Maybe they can pick it up after this series here. Unfortunately, this series is going to be against the number one team in their division. But focusing on these guys here, led by Big Alien Boy, then followed by The Last Supper, and then Springtrap being their third man. We see I'd say a pretty comfortable amount of goals being scored. Obviously, Big Alien Boy leading this team with 1 goal a game. And The Last Supper and Springtrap being tied in that area. We see some pretty even stats throughout this whole team, other than maybe the assists and saves a game. We see a little bit lacking on Springtrap's half, maybe not getting the passing plays or the saves that he wants in this game. But, I mean, really everything else looks okay. Like, even their shooting percentages, literally all within 1% of each other, and they're not bad. They're 35 and 36. Like, this isn't a bad team.
Nothing can separate these teams in these players. It's just a very rotational team. It's just all about consistency in this type of game, and I feel like a lot of games that probably have stepped over a few games. All it takes is a few overtimes and a few games for it to go overboard.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Maybe they've gone unlucky, or maybe they have gotten lucky, but at the end of the day, that's how it is. I mean, it's the flip of a coin here.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then one thing I am just now noticing is we have Springtrap, carrying this team with the league leading stat of demoed a game. So being demoed pretty much once a game, not an area you want to be leading in. One of those negative, not so good stats. But besides that, we can shoot over to some Lethal Shootas stats, and I'll let you kind of glaze these guys for a little bit.
Lethal Shootas, look at them. Look at the stats. It's looking great. For them, Ricky LaFleur, 1 goal a game. I mean, I'm just saying, if the stats are showing what it's showing, I better see a goal per game. That's what I'm trying to say. But hey, Warrior over there with .88 and Duck with a .5. That's fine. But it's really looking like in the stats that Duck is more the playmaker. .63 of the assists per game. He seems like he's trying to make things happen and give it to the players that can put away those chances. Saves per game, you see Ricky LaFleur is trying to help his team out as well as Warrior. Duck with a .75, not too bad. It seems like the rotation is going a little bit towards a little bit of the side of the game, but as well as their rotation is pretty consistent considering their stats. Shots per game, 2.06, I would call it 2. 2.44, 1.3. It really seems like this team really knows what their strengths are at this point with Ricky LaFleur with a 48% shooting percentage here. And they could tell, like, I mean, it's also pretty even. I mean, with 38%, 36%, I wouldn't say that's too far wide.
Right.
I mean, it's a pretty even team here. Like, they know what their strengths are and what their weaknesses are. And,
Exactly.
you know, I mean, after their last week's performance against Granny Shifters, I mean, this would be a great way to put yourself in that category of dominating the top. I mean, they had a little bit of a blip last week. Let's just say that. I'm not gonna say that as like as the type of guy that would know that, but hey, like you have those type of days and you have those games. But it's all about putting it right in today, tonight, and right now in this 5-game series here today.
Exactly. Yeah. No. I mean, like you had said, their stats very, very universal here. Obviously, their stats go to show why they are the best team in this division. League leading, and again, the stats that you want to be league leading in here. So very dominant team. Their records show, and we're gonna go back to this Div D standings. And I have one question for you, Young Tism.
What's that?
What is your prediction for this series?
Prediction for the series? I'm predicting a bit of an upset here today, boys. Alright, call me silly. Call me a bit of a silly boy. But hey, listen, I'm all about the upsets. Elite Egoists being at the bottom of the table against Lethal Shootas, top of the table. I saw their performance last week. I was not convinced. But hey, prove me wrong. I would love that. But I would love to see Elite Egoists having that mentality to walk into this game and give them a game to remember. And trust me, like, and I think, what is it, last week they played Granny Shifters, and they finally lost their first game.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to have that mentality where it's like, you lose, you need to bounce back and find a way to win. And if you're a top team, you're top of the league, you need to prove why you are a top team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Every brick wall falls. It's just a matter of time.
But I'm going to give it to Elite Egoists. But I'm going to give it to Elite Egoists because
what's
I
the
feel
game
like
count?
I'm going to go Game 5. Overtime.
Game 5? Game 5
Game
overtime,
5 overtime,
huh?
baby.
Game 5
We're
overtime.
here for, baby.
Wow. You know, Elite Egoists, you got a big time supporter for you guys here. But, you know, I already put my boost on my boys over at Lethal Shootas. I think they're going to come back strong after an unfortunate loss last week.
True.
And I think they'll take it. I'm going to go 4. I think they're going to come back strong. They're going to come back prepared. And I mean, it really is an unfortunate time against Elite Egoists being, you know, not only the bottom of the leaderboard, but you're facing the number 1 seed who's coming off of a very, very unfortunate loss. So yeah, I think they're going to be coming back strong here. And looks like we got everybody all ready. There was a few bathroom breaks here for a few of these guys here, so it's always good to be stress-free when going into these games. So we will load into this game here. I believe predictions closed a little bit ago, so that's always awesome. So we go, boom, boom. We're going to be rocking at DFH Stadium for this series here. And we'll hope that these guys all load in, that they join the right teams. Everything's looking good. Everything's looking sweet. And, yeah, we're going to kick off this game number 1 here for this first match of the night.
Hell yeah, this is going to be looking good. I'm going to love this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Can they bounce back from last week? Oh.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
And we already got some scuffness going on.
Difficulty.
Ah boy, people aren't joining. People aren't
You
joining.
know.
How
you know
dare
it
you?
is. You know, Ezor, the fact that you said game 4, you know, it doesn't sound like you want to be with me for long, you know? I want game 5. I want
See,
overtime. I want to hang with you, man.
It's not even me that wants the game 4. I would love a game 5, but you know, I mean, I have to be moderately realistic here, you know.
I don't know,
if we could
man.
if we could get a 50, if we could get a game 5 15-minute OT every single game, I'm more than happy with that. Wait a second. Wait, I gotta. Wait, it's not even on mine.
Uh-oh.
I'm bad. I'm just now realizing.
He's so bad.
I'm just now realizing I forgot to switch something in my party thing.
Ah.
Forgot to turn off the bots after my test thing. Oh.
The bots. Those silly bots.
Oh, Ricky left again. Where'd he go?
Ricky! Come on, man. I love you. You're my friend.
Never mind. Ricky didn't leave. He had some bugs. So I guess we had some stuff going on anyway. So maybe it wasn't on me. I'm not going to blame it on me. But yeah, what's a Dcrl?
You can blame it on me.
Will do. Yeah, how dare you? How dare you? Your first thing,
come
and you're
at
already
me.
causing
Come
problems.
here, chat. Come here, chat. Come
Yeah.
at me.
No. I don't know what exactly, but it just said Ricky got bugs. So maybe he has bed bugs in his chair. Maybe, you know, he has a few mosquitoes flying in his room.
Infestation.
Anyway, yes.
Someone casted infestation on our opponent? That's cheating.
Yeah,
Bring it up to the
honestly,
rules, regulations.
Who infested his house, dude? Come on now.
Who did it? Own up. Who was it? Who used their channel points for infestation? Who did it?
On God, dude. Jesus.
It was one of yous.
Okay. We should be good.
Alright,
Should be good. He's all joined up again here. We got cool. Okay. No bots are on. Yeah, no, I was going through the testing thing earlier and forgot to turn off the bots. But we're good now. We're finally going to get into this match here. 5 minutes late's not the worst that it's been. So.
Very true.
Anywho. Now we can kick off this game 1. And we're going to hope that there's a lot less scuffness for the start of this game here.
Here we go. Teams kick off. Here we go, baby, into the orange end. Looking for a lot of pressure here. I figured in a lot of Division D games that a lot of pressure can come. And when they do, you need to be ready for it. And when Duck is there and he gets an open net for himself, he'll take them whenever he wants, baby.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, great start for Lethal Shootas here again. Like I had said earlier, they're going to be coming into this game very, very strong. They're going to want redemption after such an unfortunate loss after last week. They're not going to be messing around, and obviously we can see that as you see Ricky LaFleur attempted a ground pinch here. Didn't necessarily go his way. But yeah, no, I mean, like I had said, Lethal Shootas are really coming for redemption here. Elite Egoists are going to be in their way, so I think these guys are going to be throwing everything and the house in order to beat Elite Egoists tonight.
I mean, heck, I threw my house at Illegal Egoists. So,
I mean, put all of this boost on them.
But hey, I mean, they're now in their end, and they're trying to give them that pressure. I mean, that's what it takes in this type of division, is that you got to put the ball in their end. I mean, you can play the boomer ball game, and I feel like that's a very good way to go. But I think one thing that people need to know is that once that ball's in your end, you need to know how to deal with it. And with those second balls, third balls, you need to be able to deal with them. They're going to press you. There's 3 people on the other team, 3 people on the other team. They're going to come after every single ball that they can. And considering that blue are now in the orange end here, they're going to try their best to get something on the net, which is what they tried to do here. They hit the back ball. Ricky, looking for hitting the ball.
Exactly. Yeah, we see a lot of attacking coming out here from Lethal Shootas. It looked like maybe Last Supper, maybe he DC'd there for a second. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Last Supper is not doing too hot. We'll see if he tries to reconnect here. There he is. Maybe he's seen the ball now. As you see, attempted 50 here by Ricky LaFleur. It gets a nice little 50 on Last Supper. But yeah, let's hope that Last Supper isn't going to struggle too much here. Maybe it's just the first 30, like 2 minutes of this game here. But prayers up for him. Hopefully that his internet decides to work. But yeah, no, good start. We haven't really seen any back and forth yet. But I mean, right when I took over here, we saw Lethal Shooters with a bunch of shots on goal.
Exactly. 2v3. Hey, you know what? I mean, hey, give me my points. I don't mind it. But hey, Warrior up for the shot, cleared by Springtrap. Duck with the shot, hits the post, but no, cleared off the back wall. Ricky LaFleur still going off the ceiling, cleared by Springtrap. Duck back in. The Last Supper here with the clearance off the corner, but right back to Duck on target, saved by Big Alien. And Big Alien here for another 50. Ooh, baby. Ricky LaFleur. Keep it going, baby.
He almost got a really good aerial read there. Unfortunately, he flipped a little bit too early. Wasn't quite able to get the touch here. As Springtrap creeps over here with 2 minutes left in this game. Still a lot of time for Elite Egoists to do something here. You see Big Alien Boy going up in the air again and gets a nice little 50 against Ricky LaFleur, but Duck is on the backboard. Shout out to him for very good backboard defense. Can't complain about that. And Warrior demoed Springtrap for his efforts here. Duck is going to take over at the midfield, tries to get it back over to lead at Egoist half, but Springtrap revives, tries for a shot on, but doesn't quite get it.
Exactly, but they're looking for that type of upset to hear. They're making it look like a game, a very even game. I'm not going to lie, but
How
Duck,
dare
out
you
here
jinx
for
it.
another goal, baby. Call that a misery compiler. Hashtag that. Put that on your ex, baby. It was looking good. It was looking good.
You go, Elite
But
Egoist.
quack
really-
in the lake, baby.
Let's see what Last Supper's cooking up here. But, I mean, you were talking about, oh, they're looking for an upset here. And, yeah, Last Supper looking like we're going to have to do a little server change here. Let me just let him know
Is that
here.
true? Is this true? Oh, but Billy Alien Boy! With the one back! We love that! Straight from space! Straight from Mars, baby! That's what I like to see! Top bins, how's your mom? How you doing?
The call-outs are crazy, dude. But, I mean, obviously, maybe Last Supper has to stick with this whole just struggle bus thing. Because, I mean, immediately after he brought up a potential change here, Elite Ego has scored one. So, maybe that's the method here. Maybe he can dish out some of his ping issues over to Lethal Shooters here. But we're gonna take a little bit of an intermission after this first game here. We see a little bit less than a minute in this game, number one here, Elite Egoists, with a little bit of momentum, scoring one here. Warrior at the field waiting for a 50, does get a little bit of a shot on, reads it off the corner, goes off the ceiling, tries to get an aerial read, not quite before Big Alien Boy kind of clears it away. He's going to need to do something here with this offensive pressure he's got going here. Can he get it around Ricky LaFleur? He does. Dunks it over one. 30 seconds left. Can Elite Egoist kind of come back after this deficit?
I am pretty confident. I mean, if they can get some few good hits here, I feel like things can go very well for them here. If they can get this ball into their other end, which is not happening at the moment, Duck almost coming in for an open net. Warrior hitting the wall. Springtrap springing onto the net. But Ricky LaFleur there for the clear, and it's looking like it's GG Gents, baby.
Indeed. Ball drops, hits 0 on the timer, and Lethal Shooters goes up 1 in this series, which we had seen. It might be a little bit of a scuffed game here in this game number 1 here. We'll ask these guys to leave the match. Cool. So these guys are going to be leaving here. We're going to try to do a little bit of a server change here for Last Supper, seeing if maybe we can fix some of his issues. But yeah, obviously his stat line isn't going to be very accurate to this series. But Big Alien Boy really stepping it up, even though he didn't win, getting the highest score here. But I mean, really just overall good stats for both sides, especially Lethal Shooters.
Especially, I think after that last week's loss, they need something to prove here. And I was seeing a lot of things that their game should have deserved in the last game. I feel like I was seeing a lot of things that they shouldn't have been doing in the last game. I feel like it was just a lot of like platinum movement. Now in this last game we just saw, I felt like there was a lot more things that were a lot more positive for this team, but also a lot of little inconsistencies here and there, especially with Duck being kind of the third here, being that type of guy. I mean, I'm not saying that he's getting carried, but I'm just saying, like, if he's the type of guy scoring the 2 goals and they're the ones setting them up, I mean, I feel like that's kind of reversed towards the stats here, because I feel like Duck was the playmaker, but now he is the goal scorer in this game.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. We're gonna wait down Last Supper here. Looks like he just restarted his game here real quick, seeing if that was maybe gonna be the issue. I think he just said he might need to restart, so we're gonna keep this one on here. We're gonna keep the server, see if everything goes good. If not, we might just have to ball out, might have to thug it out, because I don't think he was having this problem last time that I casted for his team, or streamed for his team, so maybe just something like there. We're gonna go back to our beautiful faces here while these guys wait on their whole thing to happen here. We're working on getting...
I know y'all like my beautiful face. I know y'all like it.
Yes,
you like the beard?
Honestly, it's so fire. So fire.
Oh, you like that shit, don't you? I'm kidding.
Let's see. Let's
That's
see.
fine. That's fine. That's fine,
Let's see here. Last Supper. The Last Supper. The Last Supper. Where are you? He's still waiting on joining in here. We'll wait for him to get in here, but I mean, yeah, no, like I had said, very good stats for both teams. Obviously, Last Supper kind of lacking, but that very well could have been just the lag issues. So, like I had said, we're gonna restart here, or he's gonna restart. We're gonna redo this server here, make sure hopefully that he is at his peak, assuming that that's gonna be the case. But yeah, any really big things that you noticed after this first game?
I feel like elite egoists, especially off the stats, I feel like they've come in to play a game. They've come in to play the game. They're 1-4. They got to get some wins on the board here. And looking at lethal shooters, they're very fragile at the moment. They're very. I don't think what they did was very convincing. If I'm being honest, I feel like after their performance last week, it wasn't very convincing towards me. At least I saw. But I feel like in that game they played a lot better. They were very fast. They were using their mechanics a lot better. But elite egoists, they have that about them where they want it. They want that. Like, that's the passion and the personality and the mentality that they want. So that's what's going to make a difference here, is that who wants it more? Who wants to win the series? That's what it matters to me here, and that's what I feel like is happening here. I feel like there's a team that is mechanically better, and I feel like there's a team that wants to win.
I honestly just invited the wrong person. I hope he doesn't join, because I'm going to have to kick him right away. But, yeah, no, I completely agree. Any team that really sets their mind to it, they will, they're going to take it. And obviously, I think after last series that I casted against these guys, I had voted... I wanted to say I voted for Lethal Shootas, but I thought that they were going to lose their first game. Because before this series, they were going into their previous series with a 100% win rate. Like, they had only swept their opponents. So I remember saying, I do think that they're probably going to drop their first game, but they ended up losing 3-1. Like, they got destroyed. And obviously, Granny Shifters, I don't know if they just had a crazy game or maybe it was just an off game for Lethal Shooters, but, I mean, regardless, Granny Shifters came to win, and they did. So, if you put your mind to something, you're going to be able to do it, especially in Rocket League. Rocket League is such a unique game. Anything can just flip on its tail at any moment. So, if that's how we're going to be seeing Elite Egoists play in this whole series, I think they can do very, very good.
I feel like with a lot of games, I feel like with a lot of people, they look at mechanics. They always look at mechanics and they go like, oh, this guy can work fast and they can move the ball. I feel like with teams that are very good with hitting the ball and being consistent, I feel like that's way better than someone who can use mechanics, at least in my point of view. And if you can use those mechanics to your advantage and hit the ball consistently, that's what makes you a way better player than anyone else. If you don't need mechanics and you're just there to hit the ball and put it on target and play the game and win the game, I feel like that makes the world of difference compared to, trying to do the fancy stuff and trying to, hit a cliff. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. No, for sure, for sure. But it looks like Last Supper is back in. Hopefully his PC isn't going to cause any more problems. And we're going to get into this second game of the series here. Lethal Shooters are up by 1 in the series. Let's hope that the Last Supper can kind of take it back here. I will have to fix some cams, it does look like. But regardless, game 2 is starting here, and Elite Egoists are looking like they're doing pretty good against this Lethal Shooters offense so far.
Exactly. Game 2. We love a sequel. I think some. A couple. Maybe. I don't know. There's a couple good sequels out there, but I'm expecting a good sequel right here, right now. Especially with the ball being in the blue end here, and Elite Egoists trying to make a game out of this now, and they're already demoing here, but the ball's now in the orange end, and Warrior on the ball, off the wall. Here, again, off the post, the Warrior, but it's saved by Big Alien Boy, straight from space, straight from Mars. He heard the international connection, you know what I mean? That's crazy.
Yeah, no, what good composure there by Elite Egoists. Not trying to force anything, not trying to get super antsy with everything, because once you get antsy is when you start messing up. But yeah, good composure by Elite Egoists defense, preventing this Warrior score here early on in this game number 2. But we're seeing Elite Egoists, obviously they're doing pretty good on defense, but they're only on defense. We don't really see too much offense other than right here, but it looks like Lethal Shooters is going to get that out of their half here. So Elite Egoists gotta kind of kick it into high gear and try to get it out of your half.
They just gotta communicate. They gotta know who goes for the ball, but Duck comes in and says, "Hell no! Give me my bread. I'm in the pond."
That's one heck of a call out, man. But yeah, no, Duck just being in the right place in the right time, just has a laser shot into the top bin of Elite Egoist net here. Great positioning from him. Obviously, shooting percentage is being shown here by this Lethal Shooters half. And we see the Last Supper getting a little bit of a good touch here at midfield. Cuts it here with no boost. Does get another touch on one. Duck gets a touch to the corner. Warrior is there. Tries to get a 50 on the Last Supper. Doesn't quite get it. And Big Alien clearing it back to their corner. Maybe not the right direction here, but Last Supper is able to grab the boost. And Warrior tries to get a 50 again here. The Lethal Shooters are able to, keep this pressure on here. And Elite Egoists, again, got to get it out of your half in order to score here. And as I say that, Warrior capitalizing on pressure, putting them up 2-0.
Warrior draws out his sword and he decides to smite thee. He comes in and he punishes the men that do not want to defend today.
Dude, I love your callouts, dude. So fire. So fire. But we see Elite Egoists. Ball is back on their half. Lethal Shooters. Duck trying to go for a demo on the Last Supper here. Big Alien Boy gets a nice little read off of this touch here. Maybe goes for one here. Duck is the last one back. Big Alien Boy can't quite get the flick around the last man here. Springtrap is up early. Last Supper gets a touch around one. Can he cut it enough? Not before Ricky LaFleur deflects it back over to the right wall. We see a shot on here. Almost there. Just wide though. And Elite Egoists are starting to put up a little bit of offensive pressure.
Exactly. You can have mentality and you can have doubt. But once you win that mentality in your brain, you can go very far in any game. And I am loving it from Lethal Shooters here. They are proving why they are the top group here in this division. And what a save by Ricky. Ricky's looking great. Warrior off the wall. Looking great. Looking good. In the corner. Putting it in the middle. Ricky back in the middle with no one there. No friend. Duck with a shot. Saved by Big Alien Boy. He heard it from Mars. He knew what was coming. But Springtrap with another save by Last Supper. He gave him the last save rather than the Last Supper. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Jeff.
Indeed, for sure. We see a little bit of back and forth action now coming out from both teams here as we see a minute 30 winding down. Nice shot off from Ricky LaFleur. Up early. Puts it in. And wow, what a shot by him.
Ricky LaFleur, eat your heart out. That is a misery compiler. Hashtag that. Put that on your X, boys. That is a misery compiler if there's anything that I've seen.
No, indeed. I don't know. I don't remember if I saw it correctly, but I think it looked like he was going to rotate out here, and then did a quick turn here. As you see, Last Supper trying to get something center. He does, but I think he just got a little bit more of a touch here before Big Alien Head could get to it. You see a nice little high ball coming up from Elite Egoist. Warrior is on. Nice pinch from Big Alien Boy. Doesn't quite get it on. Nice little roller out mid. Duck is back to get it back to the other half here. Elite Egoist still on defense. We see Springtrap is back, trying to clear it here. Not before Ricky LaFleur gets another touch. Tries to get it center for something here, but doesn't quite get the touch that he wants. Duck is still on. The big alien boy takes over. 45 seconds left. Elite Egoists got to get something going here.
They got to get something going. You know, they were doing very well in the last game. I felt like they were making it very close. But now it just seems like the top of the table is making the big difference out of the bottom of the table here. But that's not what you can do here. I feel like you need to give them a fight. You need to adapt to these type of games here. And I understand that maybe they might have better players with better mechanics, but it doesn't take that. Like I said in the game before this, or like I said before this, all it takes is just a bit of consistency and a bit of understanding of what you're playing against.
Yeah, no, for sure. You see clock winding down here. Looks like this game is going to go to Lethal Shootas here. Elite Egoist trying to keep it up. Maybe Warrior trying to get one for the road, but it rolls off the corner here, hits the ground, and Lethal Shootas take game number 2 in pretty confident fashion here. 3-0 here. And we got going on game 3. Elite Egoist not looking so hot. I mean, obviously stats a lot better this game for them. A lot more saves, but Warrior with 7 shots. Wow, look at him go. And we got 1 goal for each of these Lethal Shootas guys. But yeah, no, Elite Egoists, as much as you want to see them keep getting saves, you can't be like the primary thing getting the saves. You want to be able to get saves when necessary, but you want to prioritize those shots.
12 shots to 3 is just
insane.
And then you're looking at 8 saves as well. I mean, you can have the saves, but you gotta use that luck with you. You gotta have that confidence to be able to go to the back end and show them something that they haven't seen before. And of course, you played Rocket League for many of hours and many a time, but now game 3 kicking off, they need to prove why they're in this division and why they deserve to have that podium and why they deserve to win here.
Yes, exactly. No, I mean, obviously, like I had said, Lethal Shootas are a very, very strong team. They're going to be coming for redemption, and it shows here. Obviously, a little bit close on this game 1 here, but, I mean, maybe it's just the warm-up game, and they were able to come back in 3-0 Elite Egoists, and obviously the shots are the big thing here. We see Elite Egoists constantly on defense, and Lethal Shooters are constantly on offense. And Elite Egoists, unless you're expecting a huge boomer ball, you're not going to be able to really score all that much. So we got to see a lot more offensive pressure and a lot more offensive opportunities coming out here from Elite Egoists. This would be a nice little 50, and Lethal Shooters are starting to see a little bit more defensive action here.
Last Supper out here looking for passes, but no friends to be there to find. But now they're in the other end, and Warrior looking for a good old clear. But Duck is still going. I'm loving Duck right now in this series. He went from playmaker to goal scorer, and I am liking this. He's getting aggressive, and he's proving to other people he's not getting carried. He is the man in the pond who wants the bread, and he wants the win.
Yeah, no, for sure. I couldn't agree more. It's always nice when, especially when you're considered a second or third man, when you have those like really pop-off games or start getting a little more consistent, especially in maybe in a higher division, that you can say, okay, I'm starting to carry my own weight. I can do everything that these other guys are doing. But 3:30 left, a lot of time here, and I think this is the longest that we've gone without a single score in either of these games so far. But I will say, Elite Egoists definitely taking what I had said to mind, whether they have the stream open or not. But we haven't really seen any offensive pressure here coming out from Lethal Shooters, which is exactly what you want to see if you're an Elite Egoist fan. But unfortunately for Elite Egoists, even though they are on offense a lot here, we haven't really seen any shots come out. It's just kind of been very passive play style here, not really doing much. But, Elite Egoists, this is a very good first step here in this game. As you see, the ball is still, like I had said, on Lethal Shooters' half.
Yeah, I feel like it's a confidence thing. Like, you have to prove why you're a top contender in this. You need to prove why you're a top contender in this league. And with these, oh my goodness, very close by Big Alien Boy. And Last Supper with another shot too. But Duck out here carrying his clear, going into the corner. Big Alien Boy there to clear. And, like you said, like, they need to start putting on some sort of pressure here. Like, they put 12 shots in the last game.
Mm-hmm.
Where was that? What was it in this game? Because now, it seems like it seems like now the other team really want it more than the other. And it seems like, the other team knows that they need to win the next game, and the other team just seems like they can just sit back and soak it up and counter.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a problem that we have with 3-0 sweeps. As you see 2 minutes winding down here, we see a little bit more back and forth coming out from these teams. Rookie of the floor is in the corner. Warrior is up early, doesn't quite get the touch that he wants here. Duck is up though, gets a shot on before Big Alien Boy can clear it back over the other half here. He is with boost, got the middle. Can he get something center here? Goes for a bump on Warrior, doesn't quite get it. Warrior in the corner with boost, gets a flick around one, but Last Supper plays a very good third man here. Tries to get a shot on, but is 50'd by 2 of the Lethal Shooters members here. Warrior takes this time. Low boost, isn't quite able to get another touch here. Missed the corner boost, whether that was on accident or on purpose, who knows. We see a Big Alien Boy shot on here. Minute 15 left, and we see a lot more action coming out with the last 30 seconds than we have pretty much the whole game.
That is actually the exact same thing I would have just said, because now they're really trying to put it on him now, and Warrior has just capitalized on a big elite egoist mistake. That I can't believe what I have just seen. He's backing up, Tear. He's backing up, but the ball's right in front of you, man. You gotta save it.
No, I forgot who that was there. Looked like, I think it was Springtrap, just caught in a very awkward position. Wasn't quite able to capitalize, wasn't able to make the correction quick enough, and just a slow little roller into Elite Egoist half. And we see a good shot on here coming out from Duck. Isn't quite able to put enough power on that. You see a nice little center ball here coming out from Warrior. But yeah, just a really slow burn goal here. We see a lot more offensive pressure coming up from Lethal Shooters. 30 seconds winding down. Is still plenty of time to get a goal here for Elite Egoists, but they got to do something now. And they got to get these center balls. They got to get the shots on. Let's get going.
It's time to
put on
the moss! What a save by Warrior! Unbelievable! Off the backboard! Oh my goodness! It's still in their end. Warrior, he's capitulating now. Springtrap misses the ball, but now Warrior can pick it up. And now it's looking very bad for Elite Egoists, but oh my goodness, this is crazy.
Keep it up. Get it. We see clock hit 0. Duck on the ball, but just knocks it down. And Elite Egoists lose in 3.
Very unlucky for Elite Egoists. I feel like they were doing a lot good. I feel like that was a very even game, but
that was a lot of good.
It was a lot of good. It was a lot of good. It was a lot of good. But like I said, it was, they proved why they are the better team. They proved it, and that's exactly what happened here today.
Yep, no, without a doubt. Obviously, very different game than we saw the first 2 games here, but Lethal Shooters obviously coming out on top, able to put their shots in when needed. And we'll try to get a little bit of a winner's interview here. We'll get these guys in here, dragged in. Let's hope that they're all ready to go for this winner's interview. It looks like they are. We'll get them dragged in here for a nice little winner's interview. Lethal Shooters sweeping Elite Egoists in 3 games here. How are you guys feeling?
Oh, man.
Feeling great.
Feeling great.
Good, definitely. For sure, that's the best word to say.
Yeah, no, for sure. Obviously, like I said, 3-0 sweep. Very good series here, but I'm gonna shoot it to the team captain here, Ricky LaFleur. Obviously, you guys are the leaders in Div D here, 4-1, coming off of a very unfortunate loss last week, I believe that was. I know Tism was kind of talking about that in the pre-game stuff. What was the kind of idea coming into this? Was it a revenge game for you guys, or was it just, clean slate, wipe it off the mind, and play your game?
Definitely a little bit of that. Definitely more like what you said, like clean slate, get back to the mindset. I definitely told these 2 beautiful men right here, before the game, like kind of what the problems were from that game, as you're saying, and and they capitalized on that, and actually, because of that, we got work done,
Yeah, no, for sure. And Warrior, I'll shoot one. Actually, you know what? I'll save a little Tism interview for you, but we'll go Duck. We'll shoot it to the third man here. I know after watching those first 2 games, looked like there was some pretty intense action. It was pretty back and forth. Obviously, you guys won that offensive game Close first game, very strong win second game, and then third game, it almost seems like you guys just kind of turned off the switch. Like it was very, very one side at the very beginning of the game. A lot of the pressure was on you guys on your half, and then nothing was really happening until like the last minute of the game. Do you have an idea what happened there, or was it just kind of take it easy and don't force anything?
Well, we were certainly not intending for it to be a take it easy and hold out. That might have been a little bit of the mentality, and I definitely recognized we were a little bit slower to the ball. We weren't pushing nearly as fast as we were in the first few games, or even the games that we were playing just to practice before this. But low-key, it might have been just us taking our time, taking just a tiny bit of a chill pill. I wouldn't say not nearly as much as we did last series, but definitely maybe a little bit lighter, I would say.
I gotcha. Fair enough. And Tism, you got a question for the second man here?
My question is towards Ricky LaFleur. What was your mentality going to this game, considering that last week that you had an unfortunate loss against the Granny Shifters? What was your mentality going into this game? Like, what changed, and what was the preparation going into this game?
So I guess I'll start off with your first question of the preparation. So let's just start off by saying from last week when we did take our first loss of the season, sadly, to admit. The difference between then and now was the practice time before our actual game, 100%. We definitely I wanted these dudes to come in, at least, luckily they were all good with what they had outside of this and able to come practice. And so that's what I like to do is like practice before our actual game, because like what I like to say is, it's Rocket League. Everyone plays this game every single day. But, when you're playing with esports and the games that you play with your teammates and that is not part of the Dcrl, that's technically warm-up games. And then when you get into this is the actual game. So I like them to warm up, like make sure warm up. That's 100% what the key is.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sure.
correct. That's a very good way to go into a game. And then my other question is towards Duck. I had you labeled as like the third, like the carry, and I had you labeled as the playmaker of the group, considering that you had a lot of assists. But today in this series, you were scoring a lot of goals here today. What changed? What happened here today?
I'll be honest, I think the biggest thing that changed for me was actually advice that Ricky gave to me before coming into here when we were just doing duos. And that was to focus on the ball. So whenever the ball's like up in the air, or whenever it's like up in there,
Gonna make me cry. I'm so proud.
before I was always focused on like all the cars and where everyone was and making sure that everyone was like set up, was like where they were relative to the ball, and maybe I'll go for it. But Ricky was like, no, just focus on the ball and hit it. And because of it, I was making sweet assists, I was making good goals and stuff like that, because I was just focused on the ball. I was letting all the other distractions kind of push themselves to the side, and I was just like, that's the ball. I'm gonna hit it. You going in the goal.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, if you heard the commentary, I was just like, you in the pond, I'm going to give you your bread. I'm out here like this, just giving you your bread, because you were doing very well in this game, like, especially what I saw in the last week. I feel like it was a way better performance by you guys here today. But I think, well, my last question is for Ricky LaFleur. Where do you think this performance can push you into this competition? Where do you think that this can push you? Because after a loss, you feel like that your mentality can drop, but after a win, especially after losing, where do you think your mentality and where your performance can put you in this competition?
I will say this, this goes for every single team in any division, anything. You can be like us, have like almost 100% win streak, take our first loss, whatever. It doesn't matter what game you play. The best thing you can do is just have the best mindset for every single game, and make sure that you're always playing your best game, and that no matter like I said, no matter what, whatever game, if you take the loss like we did, you come back, you come back and try and come back and play your best game that what basically.
Yeah, no, for sure, for
That was
sure.
great.
And before, I guess, I don't want to draw this out too long, but I'm going to make this more of a specific for a first time here. For my last question, Warrior, I know you haven't got one yet here, but
It's all good.
not Rocket League related, okay?
Yeah.
When you're playing in the road, right, and you're also like, dang, dude, I gotta take a break. What's your favorite cartoon? Is it like the Duck Song video? Or are you more of a llamas with hats kind of video guy?
Yeah, come on, man. Answer the question.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't heard of any of those.
Which one?
I would say
You're
SpongeBob.
not prepared for this kind of question.
SpongeBob.
Warren?
Come on,
Come
dude.
on,
What
man.
were you here for?
Yeah, my bad.
SpongeBob it is. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
But again, congratulations on this 3-0 sweep. Way to come back strong after the unfortunate loss last week, and we hope to see you guys here in this winter interview again.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, as we kick these guys out here, we're going to wrap up
Kick
this
'em out.
first series of the night here. Obviously, Lethal Shootas had a very, very good series. Very good comeback off of their last week's loss. Like I can say that a million times over. But yeah, how did you, very, very brief, how did you, how'd you like your first time casting here?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, I feel like I was like a little bit like I'm not very good with like commentating what's happening, but I'm very good with like calling out like good plays and good things, and I like talking about stats and all that stuff, and I like talking about mentality. But I feel like that's one thing that I need to get better at. But at the end of the day, I had some fun. I had fun with you. I feel like you're a great guy, and I had a great time, and I'm a great guy. I think. I mean, would you say that?
Yeah, I'd
you
say,
say
dude,
that, though?
I love the way you call out
Would you?
some stuff sometimes.
Would you?
Yeah. No,
Is
for
that
sure.
you forcing that in front of the
No,
stream?
not at all. Not at all.
You wouldn't say that like just out of nowhere, right?
Nah. But no, it was really fun. It was
Nah,
really
I'm
fun
kidding.
casting
That
with
was
you. It was really fun casting with you, dude, for real. You did a really
Thank
good
you.
job, and I look forward to having you on the casters card again here with me. But we're gonna get this series all wrapped up here. We're gonna take a short little intermission here. We're gonna say goodbye to Young Tism on his first casting.
Forever.
Forever. Oh boy. But yeah, we're gonna get
Nah,
some
I'll
Div A action next here, so stay tuned for that, and we'll be back from intermission here shortly.